Dean Fisher, Ms. Mull, Mr. Gordon, my fellow honorees, members of the Alumni Association and guests, thank you. Dean Emerita Jones, Carolyn, merci mille fois, 1,000 thank yous for flying here from the heartland for this event. It means more to me than you will ever know. After my interview for a job as an associate professor 23 years ago with Dean Emeritus McGill, members of the faculty, and the students, I knew that I wanted to come here. People who knew about the interview asked why. I replied that it had impressed me as a place with collegial faculty and great, likable students. I imagined it to be a place where I could grow professionally and hone my skills. I was right. What I did not envision was what my future really had in store for me. Heretofore, I thought, much like Alice in Wonderland, that I could believe as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. However, never in my wildest dreams did I imagine tonight, nor for that matter, this past academic year. I am truly honored and humbled by your selection of me for this award. I have to confess, I felt a bit awkward about it when Mimi Lines called to tell me of the decision. Much like the late Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, who felt that, quote, service is the rent we pay for the privilege of living on this earth, end quote, I was brought up to think that service is the ultimate quid pro quo. One gives back because one has the ready ability to do so. You have to understand that this idea of service is deeply rooted in me. It is service for its own sake. It probably began at birth with the example set by my beloved parents. Here's what I mean by that. I recently found my baby book. Under the title, Father's Message to His Child, my father, a retired high school principal, wrote in pertinent part the following, quote, given a sound mind, I think the individual then needs most to exercise that mind to the utmost, to find solutions to the individual's problems, and use whatever of truth he has thus discovered in helping others, end quote. My mother, on the other hand, wrote nothing in the book. Instead, she modeled the behavior, as did my sister. I could recount so many scenes from childhood that reinforced this idea of service and its importance. Then, of course, I chose unconsciously to attend a college and later a law school whose respective mottos are not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and in the service of others. In addition, I am a firm believer that none of us becomes who we are without that proverbial village. Thus, I believe that I am here accepting this award because of the many people who served as a PCOP, that's what we call it in my family, person in charge of unlocking potential. The many people who served as a PCOP to me. I also believe that our successes stem in no small part from help given along the way. Thanks are in order here to those who have led me to this moment tonight. I thank you, my former students, because you challenged me through your questions, your papers, your viewpoints, and our discussions in and out of the classroom to be the very best professor I could be. Those of you whom I did not have the privilege to teach, your support of the institution certainly redounded to my benefit. Our many symposia and colloquia, my aforementioned travels to other places and institutions, all of these exposed me to new ideas and perspectives, and in turn helped me to serve this great institution. I am especially appreciative for your warm acceptance and help last year. To my faculty colleagues, past and present, thank you for what you have done for me and with me over these past 2 decades. I am grateful for your mentorship, collegiality, and friendship, which have meant a lot to me and continue to do so. To my colleagues on staff, thank you for showing me the ins and outs of administration, for your encouragement, friendship, and support, and for those many random acts of kindness. To my family, those of you attached to me by birth, marriage, or choice, I thank you for your love and support and for being present and mindful. Thanks for reinforcing the truth uttered by a then 3-year-old who remarked, "Love is the best." I am grateful for those inspirational e-cards, for reminders to focus my locus, and reaffirmation of the mamaism that nothing worth having ever comes easy. I appreciate the mantra that I will not should on myself today, and acknowledge that I do not say it often enough. Last, but most definitely not least, to my husband Michael, no words properly encapsulate my feelings about your steadfast devotion and loving support over these past 20 years. Thank you for being the calm center, giving me the freedom to spin. I am because we are. As I mentioned at the beginning, I have always thought that the ultimate reward for service was the satisfaction that one received from engagement in a worthwhile project and the accomplishment of collective goals. While that is true, I have to admit that standing here with this award is very special. Your recognition of my service to this great institution and tonight's experience will always be near and dear to my heart. Thank you.